Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to Fantasy Premier League with FPL Wizard. I hope you're all fine and I hope I didn't keep you waiting for too long. Apologies for that, guys. These things are kind of beyond my control. The Nvidia just issued an update as soon as I opened my streaming software. But anyways, guys, I'm with you here. Hopefully, gonna be able to answer your questions. Before I get started here, just let me fix the chat box because I can't see the chat for some reason. Guys, hopefully you're able to hear me. I just kind of need to... There you go. Hey Todd. Hey Mac. Hey Nahil. Hey Smelly Wab. Shopnan. Thank you so much, guys, for waiting. I'm sorry I kept you waiting for so long. And yeah, let's get started, guys. Hey FPL Jug. I hope you're fine, bro. Hey Brian. Mac. So I've already revealed my team, guys. There's nothing much to say. I'm not making a transfer. I'm rolling my transfer. So before I go ahead and answer all your questions, we don't have too long to go anyways, because of you know what, you know who. And the thing is, I want to show you my just the basic chip strategy that I'm going to use, because if you're following my team, if you're following these streams, you should know when I make my transfers, when I make my decisions, what is my standpoint. So I am basically going to ride the double game week 33 with just free transfers. That means I'm going to dead end my team. Dead end means I'm going to make free transfers only focused on game week 33. That means next week I might make 3 transfers, and my transfers are pretty much clear in my mind. I'm probably going to bring James Justin, and I'm going to bring in Bruno Fernandez. Those 2 transfers are absolutely locked in, for my team. And I'm going to try and attack the double game week 33 with my free transfers. And, after that, I'm going to wildcard in 34. So basically, whatever transfers I make in 33 are going to be only for one week, because I'm going to, wildcard in 34. And I'm going to set up my team to, for the last 5 game weeks in a way that I'm going to bench boost in 36, to exploit the big double game week. You can see all the teams which have a double game week here: Arsenal, Aston Villa, Chelsea, Everton, Leeds, Leicester, Liverpool, Norwich, Tottenham, Watford. And then I'm going to free hit in game week 37. This is a tentative plan. It's not like set in stone yet. But the game week 33 free, dead end in game week 33 is almost locked on. So nothing's going to change that. Based on that plan itself, and based on the fact that I have a pretty decent team for this game week, bar 1 or 2 players, which always happens because you can't have them all. I think my team looks pretty good for this game week, so I'm going to ride out this game week. Next week, I'm going to make maybe 3 transfers or maybe 2 transfers, depending on what I need. And hopefully have a great team for game week 33 and going ahead wildcard in game week 34. That's the basic plan, guys. Now I'm going to come back and answer your questions. Hopefully that was quick. Hey SH, I hope you're fine. Hey Shopnan. Hey Thakif, I hope you're fine. Congratulations for Ramadan, all of my friends who are celebrating. Pedro says 2 to bench from White, Dean, Gray, or Dennis. Hey Pedro, I hope you're fine, my friend. Welcome. I hope the missus is doing fine as well, my friend. He says 2 to bench from White, Dean, Gray, or Dennis. I think Gray or Dennis. The thing is, I would love to play Dennis against Leeds. The problem is Dennis didn't start the last game, so that is the only issue that I have here. Otherwise I think Dennis against Leeds could be a great option, right? So that is the thing. Other than that, Dean is fit, he'll play, but he plays against Spurs. I'm not sure how effective he can be. Damari Gray obviously plays against United. There's no good options there, to be honest with you. I think Dennis and Dean, or maybe Dennis and White. Technically, I'm just not confident about Everton at all, But since you own Dennis and, you don't have any other better options, I think you should take a risk and play Dennis. Nehal asked a question, I missed it. Havertz to Madison or Barnes? See, Nehal, the problem is I was also looking at this this kind of thing, but they had a match of Europa Conference League, Leicester, and the problem is both Madison and Barnes played the full game, so there's not, like, I can't see a reason to choose one over the other. Possibly I can say Madison has more avenues to score from. Free kicks, he takes some corners, he is like just been in good form. Harvey Barnes is mostly on the counter attack. He's not involved in corners, set pieces, anything of the. So basically Harvey Barnes is like more one dimensional. That is the only difference. So yeah. Sam says think might bring Wong to Rodriguez. What do you think? Rodriguez, I don't think that's that's the kind of the move. To be honest with you, if I were to look at Ivan Toney, I think Brentford are looking absolutely great, and the next two games I think they're pretty good, especially the next game week. Max says start Weghorst or Shearer. Technically I think this game week you should start Weghorst. Bubbin says need to bench 2 out of White, Rudiger, Madison and Saka. You should bench White and Rudiger. Always play the attacking players, my friend. Although that's a a decent problem to have. I still play Madison and Saka. And he says, is Mateta a good option? I mean, he's fine. The problem is, yeah, he's fine. I think it is alright. Crystal Palace is like a bit hot and cold at the moment. Great performance against Arsenal, but Sam says I'd bench Dean and Gray there. Yeah, again, that's like subjective, but I think that was the same as my answer. But it was a difficult question, to be honest with you. Pedro says thanks, Wiz. Hope all is good. All is fine, my friend. He says found out today that it's a boy. First FPL Wiz baby. That's amazing, Pedro. Many congratulations, my friend. It's a big day. And many congratulations, my friend. I hope the best for the baby who's supposed to come in this world, and I wish the best for you guys as well, my friend. Parenthood is something really special, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Shopnan says the hashtag is pretty beautiful as well. First FPL Wiz baby. Thank you so much for that. Dean to Justin. I got 2 free transfers. Yeah, I think Dean to Justin is a good move. I'm going to do this move just next week because I didn't need to do that kind of this week. I'm just trying to ride it out, and yeah, I think that's a good move. Depending upon what you want to do, I think Leicester has 3 double game weeks to come, and I think Justin is playing really well. And I think anybody, even if you're not like wildcarding, not free hitting, I think Justin, we need to consider Justin as a serious option. I'm telling you. Sagar says, should I sell Salah for Fernandez, Madison, since both have double game week 33? See, Sagar, to be honest with you, this is something which I cannot, like, this is something subjective. This is depending on how much risk potential you have. Salah is like so heavily owned that the expected ownership is pretty high. And for example, last time what happened, I think it was game week 9. People captained Kai Havertz, people captained some other player, and Salah was playing Manchester United. What happened there? Salah scored 3 goals, 1 assist, went crazy against United, and it's the same situation now. These 2 games are really important for Liverpool, although they're against tough opposition, but they're really important. All it takes is 1 penalty for Salah to kind of score. So I think that's a very difficult decision. If you can get Fernandez or Madison without selling Salah, I think that would be the better way to go. But again, that is again my playstyle, my friend. I'm not suggesting you should do that as well. I'm giving you my opinion on that, right? Elise is flagged. Nihal says FPL Jag. You think Castagna will start? I think he should. I think he's been playing well. Castagna, he scored a great goal as well. I think he should start on the left. James Justin on the right. I think Leicester, ever since Castagna and James Justin have come into the team, they look better, Leicester. Sam says, I don't have enough for Tony. Don't want Mateta and Rodriguez. 10 games left, I think. That's fine, Sam, but he doesn't start all the games. Rodriguez is the problem, That is the issue. He doesn't start all the games. And Burnley, yeah, he has some games left, but as you saw, like Weghorst had 2 games last week. What did he really do there? Nothing much, right? I mean, you can see here, absolutely, absolutely, Campbell's owning this player. Yeah, he was like 1.2 points, played 80 minutes, 79 minutes. I mean, Burnley strikers are a no-go in my opinion. I mean, I already own Weghorst and probably going to ride with him. But Rodriguez, I'm not so sure, my friend. If you think he's definitely going to start, you can think about it. Todd says, Smelly Web, I like your team better than mine. No worries, my friend. The grass is always greener on the other side. You know. Anis says, got two free hits. Wildcard and bench. See, Anis, you should remember, with all these chips left and only like 6, 7 game weeks to go, remember this, that you can't use 2 free hits consecutively. So you need to kind of plan it in a way that, you know, you can write out, you know, maybe game week 33 free hit and 37 free hit, and then wildcard 34 and bench boost in 36. I guess that could work. Barnes or Madison? You can use wildcard and free hit in consecutive game weeks. I think you can, but you cannot use 2 free hits in consecutive game weeks. Alright guys, Barnes and Madison is the debate. So as we always do, Fantasy Football Fix is the sponsor of all these streams, and we use all the Opta stats and all the beautiful data which is available on the website, guys. If you want a subscription to the Fantasy Football Fix website, I've got a discount code in the description. But let's start by showing you some of the beautiful features of this website as well here. Let's compare Madison and Barnes. So here is Barnes and here is Madison. So Barnes has played 1600 minutes, around 1800, 124 points to 90 points per game, 3.94.6. I think recently Madison has been in even better form. Let's do game week 19 just for the perspective. Let's see. I mean, you know, after game week 19 to game week, to this game week, 41 points to 55, 4.6 per game, 5 points per game. He predominantly plays on the left. Barnes, Madison is almost everywhere. 26 shots. Let's just go to the stats straight away. All right, so per 90 minutes, Harvey Barnes has got like 0.14 goals and Madison's got 0.45. You can see XG was same for Harvey Barnes, so they both are getting chances, but James Madison scored took some really difficult chances and scored the goals. The conversion ratio is better. You can see he's taking more shots, Harvey Barnes, than Madison. Shots on target, again, Madison is more. So shots, you can see Harvey Barnes, I mean, he's been, I'm not sure why he's not scoring more goals. Like crazy shots in the box, like 3 shots in the box per game is absolutely crazy. And how many goals did he get? 1 goal in all that duration. Absolutely like crazy bad returns. Maybe his finishing is bad, or maybe the goalkeepers are just too good. Assists, again, 0.57. We expect more from Madison in terms of assists, but Harvey Barnes has got 0.57 as compared to 0.11 for Madison. Attempted assists, obviously Madison is more. He's on free kicks and sometimes on corners. Big chances created, almost the same. Let's look at the overall stats. Madison's got 4 goals with an XG of 2.47, so he's outperforming his XG. Harvey Barnes has got 1 goal from an XG of 2. Crazy. The shots are almost similar. Shots on target, 7. Like he's taken 26 shots, only 7 on target. Shots in the box, 20. That's even bad that he's taken 20 shots in the box and only 7 are on target. So he's got 4 assists, Harvey Barnes. Madison's got 1. So it's like 1 and 4 in goals and 4 and 1 in terms of assists here. Again, expected assists more from Madison. Attempted assists more. Yeah, I think there's not much to choose between them, to be honest with you. I think Madison is slightly the better option than Harvey Barnes. I mean, Harvey Barnes looked really sharp against United. Had he taken 1 or 2 of his chances, I mean, we would be definitely talking about Harvey Barnes over James Madison. But purely looking at the stats, I think Madison is the one. Purely on stats, I'd say not much to choose between them. Let's come back to and answer your questions here. All right. Barnes or Madison Orange. Max says, what about getting an Arsenal defender in for Dean and start him over Weghorst? I don't want an Arsenal defender because I don't like their double game week, which is coming up in 33. I might do it next week, but I don't see any reason of doing it this game week. I want to give myself more options when I make 3 transfers next week. So I don't want to I want to have 2 free transfers for next week. That is the logic. Hey Wiz, best captain, Kane or Havertz? I think Kane, primarily because Kane is definitely going to start 1. 2, I'm not sure about Chelsea because they lost to Madrid in the Champions League in the first leg. I'm not sure which kind of team they're going to go with. Not sure at all. You think Chalobah will start? I actually did not. Just give me a sec. I'll let you know. In which game week did you play your triple? I played it on Salah in the double game week against Leeds and Norwich. I got 84 points from the double, from the triple captainship, so I was pretty happy with that. Your views on James long term? I think long term James is a great option. The problem with James is that we're not sure if he's gonna start. What's gonna happen with Chelsea? In the Champions League. Obviously, I think they're pretty down. I think they're 1-3 down to Madrid in the first leg. They're gonna play away at Santiago Bernabeu. Don't expect them to win, but they're still gonna try. So long term, I think James is a good option. Chelsea have got some fixtures to reschedule as well. Sam says, I'm just chasing in my league, so need a massive differential. Never thought I'd be considering J. Rodriguez. I mean, Sam, that is absolutely fine, but going differential just for the sake of going differential and need to chase a league, you need some players. Like Ivan Toney would be absolutely a great differential, to be honest with you. Vote if you would get Ivan Toney. And J. Rodriguez, I just cannot, kind of support. Himanshu says, just tell me that I need to free hit or use my wildcard this week. I'm just not scoring. Himanshu, it's not just you who's not scoring. The average scores have come down like crazy. There was just one absolutely crazy game week in which Reece James and all these Coutinho gave really crazy returns, and the swings were massive. Otherwise, there haven't been very high scoring game weeks at all. So don't panic. He says, greetings from Boston, finally a midday deadline. Thank you so much, my friend. Greetings to you as well. But as I already said, don't panic, my friend. This is not the time to panic. So, just as Warren Buffett says, be fearful when everybody's greedy, and be greedy when everybody's fearful. You just need to grab your opportunity. Don't be trigger happy at this moment in time, bro. Just ride these game weeks out and plan for the doubles. I think you should be fine. Hagar says Richarlison to Iheanacho, -4 hit. Iheanacho is definitely, I think he's gonna play. I think he's a good move. I'm not, the thing about Iheanacho is Patson Daka is also there. Not sure if he's nailed on. Not is always my problem here. Let me just tell you, do I expect him to start or not? Iheanacho. So I've got here my lineups. Manchester City. I want Leicester. So I do expect. The thing is, see again, Patson Daka and Iheanacho is the problem. I think Harvey Barnes is very safe. Again, Leicester playing in Europa Conference League is a big issue. Dewsbury Hall is safe, but he doesn't do much at all. Not that explosive, I'd say. Need to get a move on. Which game week you playing the bench boost? 36. At this moment in time, I'm thinking to play 36. Who to get for Jimenez? Need some striker. Ivan Toney, I'd say. Brentford looking in great form. Taney says, is Toney a good pick? Toney is not really a good pick for this game week. I think he's a better pick for the next game week, against Watford. I think the team he knows. For example, he scored a hat-trick against Norwich. It was a team he knew from the Championship. that is when Tony is the most dangerous. So when he plays Watford, I think is a good option. Ericsson or Vegas to start? This against difficult questions. Ericsson has been playing well. I mean, he's been providing assists. But this game week, I think you can start Vegas against Norwich because Burnley need to survive. Really, they're going to be fighting for their lives. Next week, you can possibly think about Ericsson, I'd say. But it's a difficult rivalry. It's a very difficult one because Vegas hasn't been doing so much. He scored 1 goal, I think, in the Premier League. Chopman says bring James Justin or Alex Telles since Luke Shaw's out. I would be looking at James Justin, my friend. Alex Telles doesn't give many attacking returns. James Justin's been looking dangerous. I mean, again, it could be a confirmation bias. You have to be careful. Surfers, I have not used my bench boost. Pedro says, looking at your team, are you not tempted to replace Trent and Cancelo for Kilman and Cody? I mean, I was thinking about it, my friend, but I don't see too much upside with Cody and Kilman. I think Trent and Cancelo both can give you attacking returns as well. It's going to be a very tight game. And it would be one which I'd enjoy watching, It's essentially a game for the title. Whoever wins is going to win the league, That's essentially what we're thinking, right? So, I mean, it's going to be amazing to watch these two gladiators just going toe to toe. It's going to be absolutely great. But I get your point. I've been thinking about it, my friend. I did not find the right answer, so I just put them both on the bench. Sometimes you just, I don't know, you have to, because the problem is they're not attacking. Kilman and Cody, they're just both center backs, If I had Johnny, I would possibly, think about taking him in. Fazli says, I don't know why, but is it just me who cares less about FPL now? I want the new season to begin to fix my mistakes. It's all about sometimes, the focus, especially after the international break when you return, and, the problem is, FPL has not been giving any returns, the game weeks have been drab, the matches have been not that good, the only teams that are getting some returns are Spurs, so I think it's bit of both. So just wait for the double game weeks, the excitement will come back for Zilly. Flem says, I'm considering bringing in Maximin and Shearer. Shearer, guys, is a very good option, to be honest with you. He is, ever since he started playing, he's scored goals, he's provided assists, and generally he's improved the Newcastle defense as well. I think he's a good option. 4.3 million only, double game week in 33. There's nothing not to like about Fabian Schär for the short term, I'd say. Brendan Rogers said there will be lots of rotation, wouldn't go near Anacho. I agree with you. I totally agree with you. Shopman says, do you expect James Justin? Shopman, I think there could be rotation, and which is exactly the reason why I'm not getting Justin this game week. If you get James Justin, you should have a contingency plan. I would really get him for game week 33. Nehal says, you think Havertz to Barnes or Matters worth the move plans on bench boost 33? Nehal, you could possibly keep Havertz this game week and move to Barnes and Madison in 33. I mean, Havertz has got a decent game against Southampton as well. I'm not sure if he plays or not. That is the only risk. So if you have a decent replacement for Havertz on the bench, you could keep him one game week, which will give you more insight about which Leicester player to select. Why everyone on Wolves defenders? Oh, it was because of game week 30. They had a fixture in game week 30, so essentially everybody went for them and Jimenez, but you know what happened next. Lamptey to Doherty, Decore to Madison. Yeah, why not? But the thing is, Lamptey's got a double game week coming up, but it's not a really great double game week. But yeah, I like that move. I definitely like that move. Yes, Giroud. Abu Talib says Kulusevski to Madison. If you want to do that, you could do that next game week. I mean, you could easily ride this game week with Kulusevski. Would you bench Kuko against Leeds or one of Rudiger or White? Kucho Hernandez, right? Kucho or Kuko, I don't remember. Yeah, he's been scoring some goals. This player. Why not take a risk? He's playing at home. I would, if I had to bench him, I'd possibly bench him for Rudiger. Possibly, it's a difficult one, Bubin. I don't know why these, today questions are pretty difficult. There's no 50-50s even, very difficult ones. Sam says, I have no idea what I'm doing with my chips yet. Yes, Sam, I already discussed about my chip strategy. If it gives you any insight, you can have a look. This is what I'm probably going to do. Share is taking free kicks as well, says Nihal. That's great. That's absolutely great. 4.3 million, I think Fabian Share is a great option, especially for Game Week 33. Buckshot says, hello, Viz, how are you? Captain choices Kane, Son, Rafinha, or buy Madison for Rafinha and captain. I'm fine, Buckshot. I hope you're fine as well, bro. And I think captain, if you own Kane and Son, I wouldn't look at Rafinha or Madison. Because Palace is not an easy team to play against at this moment. And the way they played against Arsenal was absolutely smashy. You know, they smashed them. You know, and Leicester is kind of hot and cold at the moment as well. So I would choose between Kane and Son. Aston Villa is not in any great form as well, so that's a positive as well. And it's like Spurs are scoring crazy goals. Katani says, is Martinelli to start this game week? I think he should. Arsenal need to win after that absolutely shambolic performance against Palace. You know, they beat us fair and square. So I think there's no reason for Martinelli. Like the thing about Martinelli is, if he is fit, he starts. You know, Smith Rowe didn't do much at all against Palace, so Martinelli came in. I mean, there is definitely competition for the Martinelli position. You know, that's all I can tell you at the moment. It's hard for me to kind of predict who's going to start. Let me go back to my team. If you look at my chip strategy. Gideon says KDB and Salah. How should I make? I don't think so, my friend. Not like, I'm not so sure about this transfer, Gideon. If you want to make this transfer, I think next game week is the better one, because I think Salah, you know, is if you own Salah and sell him, the expected ownership is gonna be pretty high. KDB, I don't think that much. The expected ownership is that high. Gaming Zone says start Mateta or Cancelo. I would start Cancelo, I'd say. The thing is, you know, like, it's hard to compare these players because, like, Mateta is playing against Leicester. He's in decent form as well. But Cancelo, you know, I mean, he's this is just a different level of a player. And the game is gonna be, you know, it's either gonna be a 0-0 kind of a game, or if it has goals, then it will have more than just one goal. You know, that's the thing. Both ways, you'd possibly enjoy watching the game if you have Cancelo, because there's no right answer there. It's hard for me to kind of, you know, tell you, my friend. Sagar says Richarlison versus United or Dennis versus. If you think Dennis is going to start against Leeds, I would take a chance. To be honest with you, Richarlison is one of the Everton players who's actually looking really up for the fight. You know, he was single-handedly played so well against Burnley. You know, still managed to lose. I think you can just simply play Richarlison because at least you know that he's going to start. With Dennis, it's always 50-50 because he was benched the last game as well. Maybe it was due to illness or rotation. Not sure about that. I'd say just play Richarlison. 2 goals, 1 assist. Why not? Monil Shah says, hey Viz, what do you think about Cash and Rafinha out for James and Cornet? Cornet, I mean, scored a goal after a long time. I think Rafinha you can keep for 1 more week. It's difficult, very difficult to say. I think you can make these moves. Cornet, I'm not so sure about, is the problem. James is fine. James, long term you can keep, even if he doesn't starts, doesn't matter. Long term is definitely a good option anyway. Chopin says, would you go for Share or James Justin? Chopin, that's a very difficult question, my friend. Very difficult. The thing is, James Justin plays both of his double game week fixtures away from home. Share plays them both at home. You know, technically speaking, I think James Justin is the better option. You know, in isolation, it's hard to say. But if given the option, I would go for Justin. Yes. Technically, if you're doing it for the game week 33, I think you can pick both of them. Max says don't get any defender up to 6.5 million in for Tierney and just start Weghorst. That's fine, I think. Yeah, you can start Weghorst. That's not a problem, my friend. Yes. Neil says team log. That's great, my friend. Paul Trinity says, hi Wiz, hope you're well. I'm fine, my friend, thank you. He says, call me ridiculous, but I've sold Salah. My 3 premiums are Son, De Bruyne and Kane. Gambling on Salah, blanking to gain around on the top boy in my mini league. That's fine. That's fine, my friend. I mean, you've taken that decision. That's totally fine. I mean, you know, it's some, again, it's a game of risk potential. You know, a person like me would never sell Salah. You know, never sell Salah because it's because of the way I play the game. You know, it's not because what's right or what's wrong. If you've taken this decision, I totally support it, my friend, and I hope it works out for you. You know, Son, De Bruyne and Kane are perfectly good premiums to have. The only thing is you're going against expected ownership, but you already knew that when you were making the move. So I think you should be alright. FPL Sam says fire. Max says have Robertson, Alexander-Arnold and Doherty, while Dean on the bench. I'm not sure if I should get a new defender in for Tierney who will replace Weghorst. I think you can play Weghorst, my friend, if you want to. There's not like really a good defender except maybe James if you want. Reece James. Other than that, you can just start Weghorst and hit and hope. I mean, Norwich is not like the great team, and Burnley need to survive. So hopefully Weghorst can do something, you know, worthwhile. Any update for Chalobah starting? I'm sorry, Cinema Crazy. Give me a second. I have my lineups here. I'll tell you what I think is gonna happen. It's not like just predictions here. So according to the predictions which I have here, let me just check on Twitter also. Jump the Wave. She does she does predictions sometimes, and they're pretty accurate for Manchester City and Chelsea. I'll share with you guys here as well, so you can all go there and check. It's not just me. Here you go. Tenny says start Johnny or -4 to get Pookie and start him. Start Johnny, I'd say. No -4, I think, for in this case. I wouldn't do it. So Emma, according to Emma, Chalobah, and just give me a second. So according to this Jump the Wave, Chalobah has 85% chance of starting. 85. Reece James is 90% chance of starting. Aspilicueta 30%. Alonso 70%. Mount 80. Havertz 90. You know, so pretty high percentages there. That means like 90% of the Chelsea fans were voted for this particular player to start. So yeah, all we can do here, right? Just predict. No hits for Pookie, says Todd. Todd has got a really this love-hate relationship going with Pookie. Not sure how this is gonna end. If early team news says Wong, I'm keeping him. Yeah, that's fine. I think if he starts, you should keep him. But there's no early team news. I'm not sure if there's any early team news coming in, because I'm on Twitter. If I get any early team news, I'll let you know. But it doesn't look likely. I'll tell you this. Yeah. I don't see any leaked team news or anything of the sort. Hoping for the best. No. Coleman, Allen, Keane, Delph all back with the squad. Nothing. Yeah. I can't see any updates, guys. So I'm gonna come back and answer your questions instead. Christian Fernandez says Mateta or Cuco Hernandez. I think out of these two, you know, Mateta is obviously the better option. The fixtures are a little difficult. I think one is against Leicester. The second one I think is an easier one. So I think 33 is the game week when you really want Mateta against Newcastle away. You know, it's subjective, to be honest with you. The fixtures are not that easy. Newcastle is not generally an easy team to play against nowadays anyway. But yeah, I think I'd pick Mateta. Max has got to go. Thanks for the stream, everyone who's here in this. Cheers, Mac. Thank you so much for visiting, my friend. Take care. Shopnan says I gotta go. Good luck, guys. See you, Shopnan. Thank you for the visit. Arjun says Rafinha or Barnes. Arjun, I mean, if you look at the next 2 game weeks, obviously Barnes, because Rafinha is blanking next week. This game week, I'd say Rafinha is slightly better option. Leeds need to win to kind of survive, right? And Watford, I think they're gonna get relegated anyway. Good replacements for Tierney. Doherty could be one, I think James Justin long term could be a good option. This game week, I'm not so sure. Because Leicester have got 3 double game weeks to come, and they're gonna, have to get adjusted sooner rather than later. 36 they've got a double, 37 they've got, 33 they've got. So Fabian Schär, again, I think a great option. Other than that, if you want an Arsenal like replacement, I think Gabriel has some goal threat there, so you can look at Gabriel as well. Magalhaes. Sagar says Jimenez replacements. I would personally, if I had to replace Jimenez, either I would go all the way down and just get a cheap striker. For a playing striker, I think Ivan Toney looks good. Honestly, that's my bias. I want him. I think Brentford have played really well. I mean, they beat Chelsea 4-1 at Stamford Bridge. So he's a good option, Ivan Toney, I'd say. Other than that, who else really do I like in that price bracket? None really, No really good options there. Matthias says, would you start Sofal over Dennis? Now, if I had these 2 options, I would start Sofal. Oh, I would start Dennis. I'm sorry. If I had these 2 options, I would start Dennis. I have decided to go with Ramsey, just so you know. That's fine, Matteo. There was no right answer there, because in the price bracket of Martinelli, I don't see too many good options. Gordon, Ramsey, there are not many good options there. I was actually thinking, I actually kind of had a look, but I could not find any good options there. Manchester City or Liverpool, asks Thaqib. A difficult question, bro. The thing is, this is a match for the Premier League. Anybody who wins this game, I don't think they're gonna let slip the lead which they form. Coutinho. Okay. Then I would go with Coutinho. Although they're playing against Spurs, I think Coutinho is generally the better option. At least he's going to start the game and play the whole game. The problem with Dennis is he's been rotated a bit. So that's the only thing which concerns me about Dennis. Otherwise, if Dennis was starting, I would have played him against Leeds. He's on my bench. Out of Manchester City and Liverpool, what do you reckon, guys? Who's going to win? Here, let me set up a poll. This is going to be interesting. I'm setting up a poll here. Matthias says thank you so much. No problem, Matthias. Always, that's what I'm here for, my friend. Mohamed says, is it worth taking a hit for Smith Rowe? No. You mean to bring him in? I would say no. I'm seeing people bench Salah as a 30 minute. That absolutely makes no sense at all, Sam. Anybody who's benching Salah is just I don't know. I don't want to call anybody's decisions wrong or anybody's style wrong, but technically speaking, you should never bench Salah. I mean, come on. This guy's on penalties. He can explode anytime. He's not in good form, I give you that. He's not scored a goal from open play since I don't know how many minutes now, 300 minutes, or I don't know what was the stat there. It doesn't matter. It's Salah, just keep him. If you have him, you own him. LFC all the way, says Pedro. Absolutely. Mohamed says 2-2 draw. I mean, I think a draw would be an absolutely cracking result, in perspective of the league as well. But the thing is, if it's a draw, I think it's advantage to Manchester City, because I don't see them slipping here. Brighton home, Watford home, Leeds away, Newcastle away, West Ham home. West Ham away, but again, I don't see. I think if City win this game, they go on and win the league. They'll win all these games, I'm telling you. Right? Like, Pep is not going to let the league go if he beats Liverpool, or even if it's a draw. So the thing is, Liverpool have to play for the league. Liverpool, on the other hand, again, they've got some tough fixtures to come. Tottenham at home, Manchester United at home. They're not easy fixtures here. Even City, they're playing away from home. At home, they drew, but City was absolutely rampant that day. If it wasn't for Mo Salah, they wouldn't have drawn that game, Liverpool. But technically speaking, I think City is in with a better chance. Not saying like to kind of upset all the Liverpool player fans here, but I think based on the fixtures as well, I think City has a little bit of an advantage. If, on the other hand, Liverpool wins this game against City, then no Manchester United or no Tottenham will be able to stop Liverpool at Anfield. Then I think they're going to go on and win the league. So honestly, it's about this game week. It's going to decide the league, I'd say. Just sell him if you're benching him. Totally, Sam. Smelly Web says time to lock your teams, guys. It's 10 minutes to go. He always gives us a brilliant timer. So thanks for that, Smelly Web. James or Rodiger? If you have to make a decision to which to bring in, I'd say James. Always James, because there's a huge upside. Christian Fernandez says which two? James plus Mateta, White plus Iheanacho. James plus Mateta. They both nailed on mostly start. I'm not sure about Iheanacho at all. Don't bench Salah and Trent Alexander-Arnold. If you own them, don't bench them. Totally agree. Paul says City to win 2-1. Again, it's a very difficult decision, but whoever wins, let's see. Thoughts on Bowen? I think it's a good option. This game week and the coming game weeks, I think Jared Bowen is the only option from West Ham to get. I even called Jared Bowen last week, and people said he's probably going to be benched, this, that, or the other. But I still said if you want to get one option from West Ham United, go for Jared Bowen. Tough game, that one. It's absolutely tough to call that. I agree with that, my friend. What do you think of Kuko? I don't really want to get any Watford players, my friend. Nihal says you never walk alone. Pedro says boo. I hate that. You might be right. Pedro, I mean, trust me. If I had to select one team out of Liverpool and City to win, I'd say I'd want Liverpool to win, because I generally, I've been an admirer of Jurgen Klopp ever since his Borussia Dortmund days. I felt for him when he actually lost the Champions League final with Dortmund. And with Arsenal fans have got this love-hate relationship with City. Not even a love-hate, it's just a hate-hate. After Adebayor made that celebration, and they bought off most of our players like Clichy, Sanya, Adebayor, Nasri. Generally we find it very difficult to beat Manchester City, as we do with Liverpool nowadays as well. So I'd prefer Liverpool to win as an Arsenal fan. But, who knows what's going to happen here. Which two? I already answered that. Up the red, says Marias. Looks like there's not many City fans here and lots of Liverpool fans here. Play White or Doherty? If I had the option, I'd play Doherty. He's been in absolutely smashing form. Play Kuko or Tony? Again, Paul, is such a difficult one, because I have a confirmation bias for Tony, and I have fear of missing out as well. I think he's in good form. They're playing well. Brentford, they scored 4 against Chelsea. What they can score, they can score 2 against West Ham United as well. I feel if I had Tony, I would play him. I would never bench him. Hey, Wiz, play Weghorst or Doherty? The thing is, it's hard to compare a defender with a striker, but technically speaking, the way Doherty has been playing, I think you should play him. If he doesn't score points, you should be ready to accept it. Weghorst is not the kind of player who's going to score 15 points. I don't think so. If he goes on and scores 15 points and surprises me pleasantly, I would take it. But doesn't seem like the kind of player who score 15 points in a game. I don't even think he's going to score 15 points in a double game week, let alone a single one. Atul says have Cancelo, Rudiger, and Van Dijk. They're fine, my friend. I mean, long term they're good options for this game week. Obviously, Cancelo and Van Dijk, you already know they're playing against each other, but hopefully it's gonna be a 0-0 or they get some attacking returns. But when you own these kind of players, you have to play them. No point in benching them. Atul says thanks. You're welcome, my friend. Anyways, I'm gonna refresh my team for you guys to see. This is my final team. Not making any changes. No last minute tenor speeches. This time, I'm gonna be relaxed. The entire stream is relaxed. Guys. When everything was fine, I didn't need to make any transfers. There was no panic going on. The goddamn streaming software stopped, and which led me to panic anyway. I guess this this sadistic software just likes me to panic anyway. Todd says Captain Kane or Son. That's an interesting one. To be honest with you, I mean Son has been scoring goals. Let's head over to Fixin quickly. We've got some minutes, right? Quickly, compare Son and Kane, but not over the entire season. I want to compare them from, let us say, game week 23. Yeah, you see. So Kane has got more points. Let's say 25. No. I just want to put things into perspective. Okay, so Son didn't play. It doesn't make a difference. The 23 was fine. I don't have the time anyways. I need to get a move on. So you see 21 shots. I mean, technically speaking, Kane is dominating Son in all the stats. But in the recent games, in the past few game weeks, I just because I don't own Son, so I know this as a fact that he's outscored Kane. What's going on here? Yeah, I don't know. They've been performing same. Todd, it's like difficult. But if I had both of them, I'd captain Kane just because of the fact that Kane has assist potential, goal threat. He's on penalties, and if you own Kane and Son, you can't get wrong captaining any of them. If I had both of them, I would captain Kane. Albeit it might be against public opinion. Saka captain, says Gideon. Good luck, Gideon. That's a big move, a ballsy move as well, my friend. Paul says, okay, Viz, last question, bench, Share or Kucho? This game week, I think you can possibly, if you really want to play Coco Hernandez, you can against Leeds, because if you don't play him against Leeds, there's no fixture you'd play him in, Otherwise, it's 50-50, Paul. It's very difficult, honestly. Sadistic sort. George says, just logged in, almost missed the deadline. Anything wrong with Salah, Captain Viz? George, I think this week that there's like better options than Salah. If you own Salah, I think that's enough. Captaining him is, I think, just a bit risky in my opinion, because he's not scored goals from open play in many minutes. It hasn't looked that dangerous in the past few game weeks. So, Kane or Son are better options. So Aston Villa is not in really good form as well. Let's go, says Gideon. Let's go. I hope Saka scores lots of goals. Arsenal all the way. Come on, you Gooners. Thanks, Wiz. Saka is my vice captain. That's fine. Saka is my vice captain as well, my friend. That's great. Kane captain locked, says Jugs. Watkin, Iheanacho or Pukki already own 2 Villa attackers. Iheanacho or Pukki. The thing with Iheanacho is he can be rotated, George. That's the problem. So I won't go with Iheanacho. Watkins, again, I think, don't like any. Go with Ivan Toney, bro. I'm telling you, from now till the end of the season, if Brentford are in good form, I think Ivan Toney can be a good option. Balls of steel, says Gideon. I think this is the game week. If you're not captaining Salah, this is the game week to go differential. Start Johnny or Tony. Tony. Again, Katani, my confirmation bias could be there. Guys, lock your teams. Lock your teams. All of you. Not the time to answer questions now. Please, guys. Don't miss the deadline. Lock your teams, set your bus team, and then ask me anything you want. No problems. Kane captain, Juggernaut says 120. 60. 1 minute. Absolutely. Guys, lock your teams. All of you. All of you. Who's my captain? Kane, vice captain, Saka, confirmed team, right? Alright. I'm Sully says thanks for his positive vibes only. Always, my friend. Cheers. Yeah, hope hopefully everybody just lock their teams. The thing is, when you're here asking questions, guys, there's no problems, right? The thing is, first at least set your bus teams, or at least set your team before you're asking questions. So even if you miss the deadline, at least you have the best possible players in your team in the playing 11. That's all I want to say to you. Paul says thanks, with green arrows to you and all the watchers. Thank you so much, my friend. Green arrows to you as well. Bench. Oh, I missed Sam's last question. He says bench Cody over Rudiger or Cancelo, right? Yeah. If you did that, I would do the same. Yes. And Gideon says deadline passed. Well, guys, well, it wasn't too bad, right? I mean, I had to download a 700 MB NVIDIA update. Thanks to my internet, it was actually made it happen. I had no problems with doing all my stuff since morning. As soon as I opened Streamlabs to stream, it's absolutely crazy. Smelly Web says time for Zen inner peace. Absolutely, my friend. Thank you so much. My vice captain is on Rafinha, last hurrah for him. I don't think there's any chance of Kane not playing, my friend, so hopefully our vice captains are not needed. Nahil says let's go Zen. Good luck, guys, says Gideon. Smelly Web says good luck, everybody. Green arrows. Thank you so much, Smelly Web. Yeah, guys, so yeah, it was a pretty healthy stream. I guess it wasn't too long, so we can quickly do predictions today. Since I wasn't here with you for a very long time, let's quickly do predictions. The first game is gonna be strange because I own 2 Wolves defenders and both of them are on the bench, so I will watch this game with a muted interest, but hoping that Wolves concede a goal, because I've got Kilman and Cody both on the bench. I hope Newcastle scores a goal, and I hope the one who scores a goal is somebody who nobody owns. Joe Linton, Fraser, or anybody else. Willock, for that matter. So yeah, this game, I honestly think this is gonna be a 1-1. I don't think Wolves are gonna keep a clean sheet. Newcastle have been better. They almost saved themselves from relegation. I guess that happens when you sign absolutely a lot of new players and you sign a decent coach in Eddie Howe as well. So, but I think both teams are going to concede a goal here, 1-1. I'm going to come back and read your predictions all together. So yeah, Everton versus Manchester United. I think United is going to win this game. Frank Lampard is really struggling to pick up this Everton team. I think they're in a big relegation fight now, guys. If Burnley's got to survive, then Everton or Leeds have to be one of the teams who comes down, and Everton, I mean, with all that Farhad Moshiri funds coming in and people investing, and Alisher Usmanov as well investing in Everton. I mean, for them to get relegated would be horrible. For such a big club as Everton is, it would be horrible to get relegated. So I hope they don't. But this match, I expect United to win. Ronaldo could be a really good option for somebody who stopped playing the game and still owns Ronaldo. Would be a great option. Bruno Fernandez could be a really good option as well from this game. I expect United to win this game. Arsenal versus Brighton. This game, I expect Arsenal to win. But I would also like to tell you, just like I told you last week about Crystal Palace, we always somehow tend to struggle at Selhurst Park. If you watched my last stream, I said that, I'm expecting Arsenal to face a very tough game, and that turned out to be true. My worst fears were realized when I was watching the game, conceding penalties, Zaha getting tripped in the box, always, I had nightmares of Xhaka getting sent off, to be honest with you. Thank God that didn't come to pass. But I mean, Arsenal suffered a lot in that last game, guys. I mean, Partey got injured. Thomas Partey, who was the linchpin of that midfield. Tierney got injured. It's a big loss for Arsenal for our hopes of top 4. We always somehow seem to struggle against Brighton as well. That Harry Potter, their coach. Graham Potter, I called him Harry Potter, but Graham Potter has some kind of thing going against Arsenal. They always seem to do well against us, but I expect Arsenal to win this game, to bounce back against the loss against Palace. 2-1, I'd say Arsenal's gonna win. Next game is Southampton versus Chelsea. I have absolutely no idea which kind of team Chelsea is going to start. Either there's going to be a reaction from the players, Thomas Tuchel is going to go for a strong team, or he's going to rest some players for the second leg of the Champions League. Who knows what's going to happen? The only player of real concern here is Reece James, or maybe Rudiger, because these are the two players whose expected ownership is going to be really high. So I expect Chelsea to win this game. Southampton are a bit hot and cold, more cold than hot, to be honest with you, and can concede 2 or 3, I'd say. Southampton. Watford versus Leeds. This is a game which it's gonna decide the fate of Leeds much more than Watford. I think the fate of Watford is already sealed. I think they're gonna go down. Leeds, I think is a big chance for them, especially after they won against West Ham United. And which other club did they beat? Wolves. Yeah, they beat Wolves, and that was an amazing win after Jimenez got sent off. They absolutely turned the match round on its head. This club has got some character. They have some character. They did struggle. The new coach Jesse Marsch after Bielsa, he's got them playing all right. Hope they survive. I expect this to be a very a good fought match. I expect this to be a draw, a 2-2 draw between Watford and Leeds. So, moving on to Aston Villa versus Spurs. I expect Spurs to win this game 2-0. Could be 2-1 as well. Depends on how Coutinho plays this game. How Leon Bailey, for example, if he plays this game. I think Spurs have been really good these past few game weeks, especially from the perspective of scoring goals and putting teams away. They've been really good, and I expect that to continue. 3-1 to Spurs or 2-0 to Spurs. I think they will win with a 2-goal margin. The scoreline could be different. That's what I think. Brentford versus West Ham. This is, as you all who were watching this stream must have realized and seen, I have like this kind of bias towards Ivan Toney. Watching him score a hat-trick against Norwich, then scoring good points again in the next match, and again, Brentford beating Chelsea 4-1. I think there's something brewing there. Christian Eriksen joining the club, the positive vibes. They've got a decent coach in Thomas Frank. He knows how to play all these players in a system. Janelt doing really well. These Jensen or Janelt, I don't remember, but like a decent. Vissa scoring a great goal against Chelsea as well. So I expect West Ham to struggle in this fixture. Especially given the fact that they're also stuck in the Europa League as well, so they need to rotate, but they don't have a striker, so either they have to play a false 9 kind of a side Benrahma, Jared Bowen, who's also coming back from injury, or they have to just go with Antonio, who's absolutely out of form at the moment. I expect a 2-2 draw between Brentford and West Ham United. I don't expect them to win this. Leicester versus Palace. This is going to be a really, really tough game to call, and a really great game to watch as well. It's like a clash of two similar strategies, Vieira and Brendan Rodgers. A bit of a heavy metal football with not so good footballers, although they're improving. Crystal Palace bought some really good players, like Elise, who's injured, I think. Zaha, Mateta, Odson Edward, who doesn't play much now. Jordan Ayew, who scored against Arsenal. They've got Conor Gallagher. They've like some really good team going there. I think it's gonna be difficult to call this one. Again, I am calling a lot of games 2-2 draw, but I expect this one to be a draw as well. I don't see any team winning. If anyone wins, I think it's gonna be Leicester. It could be a 2-1 win, but I am calling for a 2-2 draw as well. Really quickly, Norwich versus Burnley. I expect Norwich to give a very good fight to Burnley, but if they are supposed to survive and they expect Everton to lose to United, and if kind of when this match is going to be played, United have already played, Leeds have already played, Watford have already played, so Burnley would have extra incentive to go on and win this game if Everton were to lose this game, if Watford were to lose this game, or Leeds were to draw points here in this game. So I expect Burnley to go all in trying to win this game. with with their, I don't know. I don't know how Burnley is gonna go all in with their defensive tactics, but maybe long ball or something of the sort. Hopefully Weghorst gets something. I expect Burnley to win this, or it could be a 0-0 kind of a draw, a 0-0 draw, or a Burnley win. Please, Pookie, don't score. I don't want to see those gifs on Twitter. Last game of the game week is Manchester City versus, it's the big grand game of the of the game week. It's a season defining game, guys. I already discussed a lot about this game during the stream. I think Manchester City currently are in a really decent vein of form. The way they're winning, they're putting teams away. Crystal Palace, they lost a few. I think they drew 0-0. They were unable to score, but otherwise they're in good form. At the Etihad, I think City have the advantage, But again, if Liverpool are to turn like real, contenders from just runners up, they need to win this game. This is the game which will decide the Premier League. I don't want to really call this because it's very difficult for me to call this game, But if you want, I can let's say 1-0 to City, I'd say. Possibly, it's hard to call. It's very hard to call. I don't want to call this. All right, so guys, I'm done with the predictions. I didn't read the predictions in the comments today. I just quickly went through all the games. Ashwath says De Bruyne captain, a good decision, Robert. If I was you, I wouldn't captain De Bruyne in this game. It's an okay decision, but obviously in my opinion, is not the best captain option for this game week. But if you captained him, all the best to you, my friend. I hope it works for you. So guys, been a crazy start to the stream today. I tried to log in at the 5 minutes before the start of the stream, but for some reason it wasn't working. But I would like to thank all of you who kind of stuck around and gave me the time to fix this. And yeah, in the end, I hope you enjoyed it. FPLAB says, Ajay Bujel, his name is, my friend. He says, I'm here after such a long time. You're welcome here always, my friend. And I hope you're doing well this season. You're always welcome here. So guys, on this note, I'd like to end today's stream. The next few game weeks are going to be crucial. I'd just like to remind you that this is my tentative chip strategy. You should also make your chip strategies. You should also kind of draw lists of players which you want to target. For example, for next week, I already have 2 players penciled in which I really want. One of them is Bruno Fernandez, who's got a double game week against Norwich and Liverpool. And the second one is James Justin. I will see their performances this game week and make the final decision. But it pays off to make your decisions beforehand and not leave them too late. So plan ahead, guys. Let's all finish the season strongly. I know the last few weeks haven't been good, especially if you didn't wildcard in 24 or you didn't use your free hits or bench boosts in those double game weeks in 25, 26, 27. But we have another chance coming up, guys. Opportunity is here. Double game weeks are coming and we need to kind of take advantage. So the only way to take advantage in FPL is to plan, because once the deadline is over and you lock your teams, there is nothing you can control except your own fears and emotions. So I hope you enjoyed the stream, and I will see you very soon for the next deadline stream, guys. Till then, just take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you around. May the hours be green. FPL Wizard signing out. Bye bye, guys. See you.